what is going on? It is Nate, and we're back with another video. Oh, my camera's almost dead. But anyways, today I'm going to talk about rejecting the projection, right? So this is arguably the most difficult thing that you can do, but it is the most powerful thing that you could do. It's the way that you should be living, but it's the more difficult way to live, right? It's the way to live where you're actually having to think. You're not just looking around and reacting to your outside world. You're thinking, okay, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want. And you're not allowing the outside world to determine the way that you feel. So, right, you have to understand that this physical world that we're living in right now, the exact life you have right now, the car, the house, the job, whatever it is, every single thing that you have in your life, all of your results, right? How much you weigh, the car you have, how much you have saved up, what you do on your free time, all of these things are a result of your past thinking, right? I'm only in this truck right now driving somewhere because I thought to get in the truck and start driving, right? So I'm living in my past thoughts. I only have this truck because I thought to go buy the truck like a year ago, and so now I have the truck, right? So you have to understand that this physical world is dead. This physical world is just a result of who you used to be, of your past thinking, of the old I am, right? That's who you used to be. You used to say I am this, and that is what has become as your current reality. And so what people do is they live their life looking at their reality, right? What's happening, that determines the way they feel, and then they get the same results, right? They say, oh man, I don't have any money. That determines the way they think and the way they feel, and then they make the same actions, the same decisions that got them there, and then they get the same exact results over and over and over again, right? It's called the self-fulfilling doom cycle. That's literally what it's called. It's just a doom cycle because you're stuck forever. There's no way to break that until you understand that you are in that cycle. You have to reject the projection. You have to reject what is going on around you unless you have exactly what you want, right? So this isn't just like, oh, if you're not a millionaire, or if you want to make 10K a month and you're making 5K a month. Like, this isn't just for people who are down bad. Like, this is for everybody. If you are not where you want to be, you have to detach from your current reality and understand, this is who I used to be. These are the decisions I used to make that brought me to where I am right now. And just like my past thinking brought me here, my present thinking will take me there, right? You have to understand this. This world, this outside world is fluid. It's moving. And it forms to your view of yourself. It forms to your perception. It forms to your desires. But it only does that. It will only change if you change what's in here. If you keep looking outside of you, okay, this is my current situation. These are my current results. And then that determines the way you think and feel. You're going to keep getting the same results. Because it's your thoughts and your feelings that determine your actions, which bring you the results. You change your thoughts and your feelings, right? You step into this new version of yourself. You have these new thoughts, these new feelings, regardless of what the outside world shows you, regardless of what the bank account, what the result, whatever it is. It doesn't matter what that shows you. You hold the truth of what you want, right? That's called living by the truth. Living by the truth, because we are creative beings, and the only way you're going to create is through thinking. And so what people think is they think that, oh, well, I think all the time. And so what they do is they look at what happened and then they react. They look at their bank account, they react. They look at their results and they react. That's not thinking. That is the furthest thing from thinking. That is reacting. That is instinct. That is like an animal. You're acting like a dog, right? So if you want to truly be a creative being, if you want to actually make a change, if you want to actually live a life like you can, if you want to escape bondage and create the life that you want to live, you have to reject what is going on in your current life. Understand that this is a result of who I used to be. In my present self, I'm far greater than this situation. Right? I'm far greater than this. Regardless of what your situation is. And like I said, it doesn't mean you have to be in the slums or something. Like, if you want to do more or be more or have more, then you have to reject your current reality and understand, I am more than this. I am greater than this. I am better than this. And you float above it. That is the only way to do it. If you aren't, if you're just looking around at, you look at your results, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm terrible at this. You're going to keep bringing that same result, right? You have to overcome it. You have to be greater than it. You have to overflow the cup if you want a new cup. And so what people do is they wait for the bigger cup to put in more water. But the truth is you have to put in more water, and that's when God brings you the bigger cup. Like, that kind of gave me the chills because that was a bar. But it's so true. You aren't going to get the bigger cup. You're not going to get the bigger bite out of life by waiting for life to change. You have to overpower what is going on around you and say, I'm better than this, I'm bigger than this is who I am, and that will bring that into your reality. And you have to understand that, okay, yeah, right when I start believing this isn't going to instantly be my reality. I'm not going to think of myself as a millionaire and instantly be a millionaire, right? There's a delay period. But our thoughts impress on this substance, on God. Our thoughts and our feelings are constantly being sent out, right? So we get caught up in our actions. We think about, oh, what action can I take? What action can I take? What action can I take? Yes, you're going to have to take action. I'm not saying that's not true. But your actions are in the physical world, right? Your actions are, you're dealing with all the stuff that's dead. This is all past thinking. So taking actions here moves so slow. That's why most people expect to work for 50 years before they're free, because they're working in the physical world and this stuff vibrates at such a low rate. Everything is moving so slow. If you want to go change the color of your truck, you got to take it to a paint shop. They got to do all these things, right? They got to sand it. They got to spray it again. They got to do multiple. It takes forever. You close your eyes, you could change the color of your car instantly. Bam, bam, bam. New color, new color, new color. Instant. So you can choose, okay, I'm going to live on this physical plane and move so slow. Or you can say, okay, I'm going to live on the spiritual world where it's instant, right? You imagine the $1 million, you already have it. And so what happens is, as you continue to impress that onto your mind, you will then get the actionable steps you need to take to get there. And as long as you stay on that frequency, on that level, you will be brought all of the opportunities, all the people, all the circumstances, all the money that you need to get there. But you have to stay on that level. If you go onto that level and you start getting these ideas and then you fall back to your old self, you're going to be in a bad situation, right? You're not going to be living on that higher level. You'll start to get these situations that match with who you're trying to become, and then you fall off that level and you're like, oh my gosh, what did I get myself into, right? So you have to realize that you're making a committed decision. This is who I am. I'm doing this. You have to live there. That is your new normal. That is the new normal. And you understand that this physical world, these results, the car you have, the money you have, everything, that is dead. It's a result of the way you used to think, the actions you used to take. And at any point in time, you can make the decision, I'm changing this, I'm worth more than this, I'm doing this, I'm better than this, I'm bigger than this, and you can grow. That is what goals are for. They're for growth. So make a decision on what you want and understand that you have to detach from what's happening around you. What you did yesterday is already paid for. What you did last week, you already paid for. Right? So stop allowing what's on the previous page determine what you're going to put on the next page. Every day, every page is blank. You can put anything on it. Anything. You can put anything on the page. You can wake up and do anything you want today. But you let your past control you. The past is gone. Or you let what you think is going to happen control you. That's not even real. You're making it up. So understand that right here, right now, you can create any life you want to create. You can reject what is around you. Understand that this is the past thinking that you are living in. And as you begin to form these new thoughts and these new feelings, you are going to soon be living in that reality. But you have to stick to it. You have to stay consistent with it. You can't imagine it one time and then just go back to your old self. It doesn't work. It's a commitment. So I'm going to end this here. I feel like I've been talking for a while, but seriously, understand that this world, we're spiritual beings living in a physical world. You need to use that spiritual side of you. If you are looking around you and that determines the way you act, that is, you are being just a physical being. You have to use your imagination, use your will, your reason, your perception, your intuition, use your mental faculties that God gave you to create the life you want to create. God wants you to live a full, abundant life. The same way the plants are growing, the same way you plant a seed, it grows into a tree that then has millions of other seeds that it drops, right? God wants you to grow and expand. Why do you think you have the desire to do more, to have more, to be more, to see more, to have the nicer car, to make more money, to help more people, to give more? Why do you think you have that desire? Because God is living through us. We are spiritual beings. We are having human experiences as a spiritual being. And God wants you to live that life. He wants you to live a full life. Because there's no better way to help other people than to be the best version of yourself. That's the truth. There is nothing more beneficial to others than to see you and for you to be at your absolute peak. Which the truth is, you'll never get there, right? You'll never be at your full potential. No one can. But you have to get as close as possible and get a little bit better every single day. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this helps. please, you know, comment any ideas, any topics you want me to talk about, anything you want me to discuss. Make sure to subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. And I hope you guys all have a great weekend.